If you go to our website, try1025.com, with any regularity, you probably saw me talking about the question of whether or not we should let my 6-month-old son cry it out during the night whenever he was waking up repeatedly, time and time again, just crying as a baby will do that. So there's a couple of different philosophies out there, and one of them is the cry it out philosophy, that sooner or later you have to let your child just cry themselves to sleep. So people were talking about how they would spend just, 1 night, 2 nights, a week full of nights listening to their baby crying because they woke up, and for whatever reason babies cry. But it seemed like the parents really had to endure a lot, because it's hard for me to listen to my baby cry for 2 minutes, much less for hours on end. And there are different degrees of letting them cry it out. Not like you can't ever go into the room and console them, but you're not supposed to pick them up. And so there are people on both sides of the argument. People who say you should let them cry it out because it's just kind of like a lesson that they need to learn, that they really need to be able to put themselves to sleep and to figure things out for themselves, even as a baby. And then there are other people who say, hey, they're babies. They don't understand what's going on, so letting them cry it out just horrifies them. So I asked the question on the website. I asked the question on Facebook. I asked the question all over the place, and I got a huge variety of answers and experiences. Many people who said that cry it out worked for them after a short period of time. Many people who said that cry it out worked for them after a little bit. Many people who said that they didn't do the cry it out thing, and it's ended up working out for them okay as well. Well, last night, my boy Huck slept from 7:30, 7:15, 7:30 until 5:30 a.m. this morning. I get up super early, so I was up at about 3:30, but I was up and I was like, I don't think he woke up at all. And I talked to my wife this morning, and she said, no, he did not wake up one time last night. And that's the first time. He at least usually wakes up and makes a peep, makes some kind of noise. But it's been getting better and better and better, and it really started getting better as I was asking the cry it out question. And it's funny because we didn't let him cry it out. We really didn't do much of anything at all. We didn't change what we were doing too much, and the problem just kind of took care of itself. It's kind of interesting. I think that the introduction of solid foods, giving him more in his belly, may have helped, because he woke up less and less as he ate more and more solid foods at night. So I think that had a little bit to do with it. And the other part, I really don't know why that happened. But one thing that I learned from one of my favorite teachers, his name is Marshall Thurber, and I've taken some of his courses, and I'll link to it in the blog post that I put this video in. Marshall Thurber, he's one of my Facebook friends. You can find him there. He said there's only 2 mistakes that a person can make. Only 2 mistakes. You can either act when you shouldn't act, or you can not act when you should act. So in the process of not acting, not really doing anything about the cry it out situation, or trying to get Huck to sleep through the night, we solve the problem without doing anything, which is, for me, the best way to do it. Now, we did tweak a little bit. My wife is even more reactive than I am to the baby. Whenever the baby has any problem, she runs to his side. You can just see if there's anything wrong, she just jumps and starts to go for him. And in the beginning, whenever he would make a little whimper at night, she would be out of bed, ready to go right to his side after he was making noise for moments. Then we started to resist that urge a little bit, where we were still going to go into his room to console him, but give him a few more minutes to be with himself, to cry by himself a little bit, and then we'd go in if he wouldn't stop. And then that turned into him whimpering and crying for very short periods of time during the night and putting himself back to sleep, into last night was the first night that he slept all the way through the night. And a glorious night it was. So I appreciate everybody's answers to the cry it out thing. That's really It's really a fun thing to do, to post on our website and post on Facebook and ask everybody about these baby issues, because people are super interested in replying to that. So I appreciate everybody who responded, and I hope you'll continue to do so. I appreciate you following me on Periscope and on Twitter. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. Or if you're on our website or our Facebook page, leave your comments there. Or you can email me, paul@try1025.com. Thanks a lot for being with, and see you next time.